everyone, how's it going? My name's Eric. Thanks for stopping by to check out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to show you how to do some pork chops. Now if you're familiar with my channel, seen some of my other videos, you've known I've already done a couple videos on pork chops. My first one, I just smoked them in my smoker. They came out delicious. Then I got my sous vide machine, and my second video I just sous vide them. Also came out delicious. I'll leave links below if you want to check out those two videos. But today, I'm going to combine both cooking methods in my quest to make the ultimate, most juicy, smoky pork chop that you could imagine. So what I'm going to do first, I got just around 5.5 pounds of these beautiful boneless pork chops here. I'm going to season them with some Weber steak and chop seasoning with a little olive oil. I'm going to seal them in food saver bags and into the sous vide cooker for around an hour and a half. I'm going to put them in some ice in the fridge for a few hours, and then I'm going to bring them back up to temperature on my pit barrel cooker with lots of apple and hickory chips to add that smoke flavor during the final process. So stick around, you're not going to be disappointed. These are going to be absolutely delicious pork chops. So let's get cooking. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, take it out of the package, get them arranged. Now you could just use salt and pepper. I'm going to kick it up a notch with this steak and chop Weber seasoning. I've used it before. It just adds a little bit of more flavor besides salt and pepper. It's got some garlic and some other spices in it. So this isn't brain surgery. You guys seen me do this before. We're just going to sprinkle these on both sides a good amount. We want this to sit on the chops for a few minutes while I get my sous vide machine warmed up. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cook these for around an hour and a half at 144 degrees, which is the perfect medium rare temperature for pork chops sous vide style. Then I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to put them in an ice bath to bring the temperature down quickly after they've cooked for an hour and a half. And I'm going to put them in the fridge. It's early morning here, and I'm going to pull them out because these are going to be for dinner in early afternoon. And we're going to put them on my pit barrel cooker on the grate, and we're going to closely monitor the temperature and bring those chops back up again to around 145 degrees. So let me turn on my sous vide machine. We're just going to let these sit here. I'm going to put these in some bags. You can use regular Ziploc freezer bags if you'd like. I'm going to use food saver bags, and I'm just going to seal them with a little bit of olive oil. You want a little bit of juice in there, and you don't want to crowd them. Maybe 3 or 4 per bag. I'm going to do a couple bags here because I got so many chops. So let me get these bagged up, and I'll show you the next step in just a second. So here you can see I sealed them in some food saver bags. Like I said, if you don't have a food saver or some way of sealing them, feel free to just use a Ziploc bag. You just, when you put them in, make sure you squeeze all the water out, which you're probably aware if you already have a sous vide machine. So we're just going to stick these in here. It just beeped. It's 144 degrees, and we're going to let it go for an hour and a half. Let's put that one on that side, and we'll put this one on the other side, or maybe we should do... we'll do the other side. It looks perfect. Oh, I'm looking forward to this tonight. See, the only thing is you want to make sure it's completely submerged. And, okay, 144 degrees. I'm going to push start to start the timer. Hour and a half. We're going to take these out. Like I said, it's still not even noon yet. So I'm going to let these cook, and we're going to cool them off, and then later on tonight we're going to have some delicious smoked sous vide style pork chops. So stay with us. We'll be back in 1 second. Alright, there you go, guys. It's been just about an hour and a half. Let's see here. Got 5 minutes left on it, but you know what? Close enough. You want to cook it at least an hour. You know, you can go all the way up to 2 hours, but you know, hour and a half is about good, I think. You just want to get a little bit of tenderness and take advantage of what the sous vide can do for it. So I'm going to get it out right now. Now the thing is, what's great about sous vide, not just with this dish, but any sous vide dish, is that you can cook it like this in the bag and then give it a quick shock chill. Put it either in the fridge for cooking several hours or several days later, or stick it in the freezer, and it could last, if you have it in a food saver bag like this, you can have it in the freezer for several months. And then to reheat it, just put it back in the sous vide, you know, maybe 5 or 10 degrees below what the ideal cooking temperature is, just to warm it up. So here you go. We're just going to stick both of these bags with these perfectly cooked pork chops. And then I'm just going to take some ice and pour it on top here. We want to bring the temperature down as fast as possible. We don't want to risk any kind of food illness or bacteria or anything growing in it. So that's it. I'm going to stick this in the container in the refrigerator, and we'll be back. Let's see, it's still early afternoon. We'll be back in several hours once I get the pit barrel fired up, and we'll add these on there to add that smoke flavor. So we'll see you in a little bit. So it's been around 5 hours that I've had these in the fridge, and they're ice cold. Look at how nice these look. This is perfect. Like I said, you could freeze this now for up to 90 days, or you can keep it in the fridge definitely for 3-4 days and just plop it back into the sous vide, or cook it like I'm going to do it now in the smoker. Very easy. And these are ice cold now. Well, they've been pretty much ice cold, but they're probably the same temperature as a fridge. They're probably in the 30s, which is good. So I'm going to open them up here in case you're unfamiliar with sous vide. These don't look very appetizing after they've been cooked this way. They're very kind of slimy, they're wet. And all we're going to do is we're going to dry them off really well. And then I'm going to heat them up on the pit barrel cooker on that smoker. And I'm going to put a temperature probe in a couple of them, because I really want to monitor this temperature as closely as possible. I do not want to go over 140 degrees. I want to just bring it right to 140, take it off, and it's still going to heat up a little bit, but I don't want to go too much past where I sous vide it, else it kind of just defeats the whole purpose. So when you take them out, you just kind of dry them off, just like that. You're going to lose a little bit of the seasoning in the process here, so right before I throw them on the grill, I'm just going to sprinkle them just with a little touch up of the seasoning, because some of it's going to get dried off in these paper towels. But I'm going to dry them off really good, and then I'm just going to put them over here in this rack just to kind of air dry for a few minutes. They're really cold. And I'll be bringing them out in a few minutes. I'm going to try to get that pit barrel around 275. If you're doing it in a regular smoker, try to go maybe 240, 250, and try to hit it up with as much smoke as you can in the beginning, because it's probably not going to take too long. These are already fully cooked. We're just going to bring them back up to that 140 degree temperature. So I'm not quite sure how long this will take. So maybe an hour, maybe a little more, but we'll see. It's my first time trying it. So we'll be back in a second when I'm ready to throw these on the grill. Welcome back, guys. I just started the charcoal in the chimney starter. It's going to take around 15-20 minutes. It's finally turning into early evening. Time to sample another beer. As you can see, this time it's Newcastle Brown Ale, the one and only, imported from England. Now, I've had this before. It's not particular awesome by any stretch of the means, but I have some fond memories of it. When I first started dating my wife, Monica, we used to walk over by where I was living at the time. They had a little game arcade, and they had pinball. And we used to play Austin Powers pinball and some different Star Wars and different pinball games. And they sold these big Newcastles. I think they were $2-3. So we'd go over there if we had nothing to do. When I was first starting to date her, we'd have 2 or 3 of these. And then we'd walk over to Wiener Schnitzel. It was a little hot dog place. Pick up dinner and then walk back home. So I haven't had this in a while. I was at the store. I saw it, so I thought, you know what, let's do a review. It's been probably 3-4 years since I've had this. 4.7% alcohol. You can see I like the color. It's very dark, you know, dark brown, so initially you might look at it and say, man, that looks pretty strong. But looks could be deceiving. It's got a very nice head, it's got a fizzy head. Let's take a sip, see how we like it. Thanks again, guys, for watching my video. I really appreciate you give me the motivation to keep making more videos, and I love the comments, so please feel free to leave comments or give me any suggestions you might have. Cheers. Yeah, it's good. It's malty. It's not very hoppy at all, but it's definitely got a malty taste. And then maybe a little sweetness, like brown sugar maybe. It's very light, considering how dark the color is. But it's very drinkable. It doesn't taste as dark as it looks, if that makes any sense. It's has a light beer feel, is how I would describe it, even though it looks much darker. But it's good. It's not too overpowering, not trying to be anything fancy. It does have a little sweetness to it. I'm beginning to pick up on it. I haven't had it in quite a while. But you know what? First beer of the evening, it tastes good. So I will meet you guys outside. I got the charcoal started. We'll get it poured into that pit barrel, and we'll get the food on there, and we'll be back in 1 second. Alright guys, I apologize. It's so dark out here. We just changed the clock this last weekend. Ooh, and it's very smoky. I put a lot of smoke, a lot of wood chips on, because I don't know how long it's going to take these pork chops, so I wanted to definitely make sure we hit some smoke.
Wow.
Okay, my son Kyle's here, and he's going to shine the flashlight down when I put these pork chops on. So start going, Kyle.
Okay.
Shine it down there so they can see, right here in the grill. Alright. So, not at me.
Okay.
At the grill.
But you want me to shine on those?
No, no.
Sid.
So.
I can see that hot fire in there.
Yep.
Looks great.
I just want to get some smoke on these. And like I said,
that's what it looks like inside the...
we don't want to go over 140. These are still pretty cold. I'm going to put a temperature probe in a couple of them because I want to monitor it. And I'll come out and flip these in a little bit depending on the temperature. Let's see here. Thanks for shining. Here, do more overhead shot.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to turn it off real quick though.
Okay. Alright. So turn on real quick. I gotta see.
Ah.
Come on, real quick. So I'm going to just take a, like I said, a temperature probe. Let's do this one here because it's in the middle. And then I got one more over here. Shine it down, up high, a little higher. Let's say this one right here. There we go. And
what is that?
What's that?
What's that?
They're temperature probes. So they're going to keep the temperature. I don't want to overcook them. So when they hit 140 degrees...
It'll tell you?
Yes, because I have a little handheld thing that's going to beep when they hit 140. Then I know it's time to take them off. So there you go, guys. Thanks for assisting me, Kyle.
You're welcome.
We'll be back shortly. Let's see what
guys.
Let's see what the temperature is. Whoops, shine a light on this because no one can see it. 53 and 54 degrees, and like I said, it's 140. So it's still smoking good. We want to just get a little bit of smoke on that. So I don't know how long does this take. Might take an hour, hour and a half, maybe even less because it's already cooked. I'm not sure. I've never tried it, but we'll be back. Bye. All right, guys, it just beeped, and it hasn't been that long. It's just been over a half hour. So this definitely cooked a lot faster than I anticipated. All right, Kyle, flashlight.
Also, guys,
shine it on there so they can see.
One thing, we want to shout out to IKEA for making these great flashlights. They come in this pack. I believe they're like maybe $10 to $20, if I'm correct.
I don't even know how much they are. I don't think they're even that much. I think they're like maybe 15.
They have like endless battery. You don't have to replace them. They work forever. And then also, all you do is you basically just crank it at the end, as you can see here, and it gets lighter. So if I turn it off and I don't crank it, it's not going to produce that much light. But if I like crank it a lot,
Yeah, it's you don't need batteries. It's what you call renewable energy.
And if you crank it while it's on, it produces a lot more light.
Okay, so shine it down there. So here's the deal,
Shout
guys.
out to IKEA.
So it's pretty much reached 140 degrees. Now I'm going to keep the lid off to get those coals nice and hot. I'm going to turn them over. Now we're going to grill them just for probably 3-4 minutes per side till this fire gets hot. Just to get a little crisp on them. And we'll be done. They already look like they're a little crispy. So now I know, once you sous vide them, they don't take as long to heat up. So one option I might explore in the future would be maybe cold smoke after I sous vide them. But it's not quite cold enough for me in Southern California, even though we're in November. It's still in the 70s.
We don't even get snow here.
No, we don't.
I wish.
But maybe, you know, maybe a cold January day or something, I try this recipe again. I can cold smoke it. And
AKA my birthday.
yeah, then throw it on a grill, the gas grill, just for a couple of minutes to crisp it. But there you go. I'm just going to wait till those coals, you can see they're starting to get real nice red hot underneath there. I'm just going to stand here and monitor this. We're just going to get them nice and hot. We'll take them off. We'll meet you guys inside when these are done, and we're ready to slice into them. See you in a little bit. Well, here you go. Fresh off the pit barrel cooker. It didn't take long at all. Just around 35 minutes. So here I have one. I'm going to slice into it here. We're going to taste a sample. See how it comes out or how it tastes. Alright.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it does. Alright, let's see here. It smells really good.
The dog's like, can I have some? Like, no, you can't. This is not for dogs.
Well, it looks like it's got a little bit of a smoke ring.
My dog right now is staring up at the camera like it's gonna get food if it looks at
Well,
the
it's
camera.
still very, very juicy. Wow, look at that, guys. Ooh.
Oh my gosh, that looks exactly like something else he made. Didn't you make this before on something else?
Well, I did, but never like this, where I combined the two processes. Look at this. Wow. Let's see. You can see it's still got a lot of juice in there. Oh, man, it looks so good. We're going to try it. Come here, Kyle. Here, tell me what you think. You too, Mom.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow, that is good.
Can you taste the smoke? Mm-hmm. It's not overpowering smoke, but I definitely
really good.
taste the smoke.
Oh gosh, it's really hot.
Really?
Well, that's a little bit of the spice
You might
from
have
the...
gotten spice, yeah.
Wow, I'm really impressed.
That's got
This-
a lot of flavor. It's very moist. I know. I don't know if you can tell it on the video, but it's not dry.
Al, get your hand out of there.
I'm doing a thumbs up.
Well, here. You can see, guys,
That's delicious.
when I squeeze it, it's definitely got some juice in it.
Oh, it's good.
Very good.
That's gonna be good eating tonight.
Well, again, guys, thanks for watching my video. If you like what you see, like my video, and check out some of my other videos. I hope to see you around next time. Talk to you later. Bye. Say bye.
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 Bye.